Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about press-ons. Now, there's a lot of ins, outs, tricks, tips that I can give, but let's go over what you will need if you want to do press-on sets, either for you to sell, just in general. This is just a general what I use. Other people may use other things. This is what I use. First, let's go over stands. I have 3 different stands here. I have a 3D printed stand. This does fit under my nail lamp. It is from Liquid Layers. As you can see, I've already got tips on it. This is a dual stand. This is from Tales of Our Nails. So if you want to do both hands, if I'm doing a mani for a company that I just want to pump on and take pictures, I'll use these single stands, like this one here, which I got off Amazon. I have about 6 of those, I think. But if I'm wanting to do a set for me, where I'm going to be wearing the same thing on both hands, which rarely happens unless it's a special occasion, I will use this from Tales of Our Nails. Okay, so to go with the stands, you can either get the blue, like I have here, the blue tack, or you can get the white tack, which is this one in particular is from Tales of Our Nails. And I will link all of these in the description if you're curious. Okay, so these are great. I love them. I've been using this one more than anything, but they all fit under the lamp. They're all great. Okay, so I like this one because of how you can grab it. When you're doing a lot of nail art and you need to turn, this is really nice, and the tips stay on nice. They're not flying off, especially when you go to buff. All right, next we're going to move into tips. There are so many different brands of tips. Just buy what you like and use them. And all you're going to do is like what I showed you here. You're going to take the tips, you're going to size them to your fingers, you're going to put them on the stands. And try and get them on the stand straight, because I've done it crooked, cattywampus, and it doesn't turn out well. So you're just going to go, here's a few examples of some tips. This is from Dollar Tree. This is from Sparkle. This is AO Gel, I guess, and Unigella. Now, Unigella is one of my favorite brands. Okay, so we have that. Next, there are several different ways you can make your tips. You can put acrylic on top of it, polygel on top of it. You can use dip powder. I have 2 different. This is from Mama Makes Her Own Dip. It's a nice, beautiful glitter dip. This is I'm Claustrophobic from Tales of Our Nails. It is a shimmer red from Christmas. You can use dip to do it. And when you're doing dip, you can do gel method. Like these from Tales of Our Nails or from Madam Glam. Or you can do dip liquids. Either way, you can do them for your press-ons. I will say, you've got to be careful because you don't want it to be too thick at the cuticle. And I'll show you how I get around that. Or you can do just plain gel, which is what I have here from Madam Glam. And to apply them, you can either use gel or, where did I put those? Okay. Or you can use the tabs. Now, I have seen some, if you want to last them more than one night, then you put on the sticky tabs and then you put a piece of glue on with it. And trust me, it will last you for a while. You can glue them on. You really can't, once they're created, unless they are sheer, you really can't use gel to put them on with and cure in the light, because the light won't be able to penetrate it, if you understand what I'm saying. So if you're going to do like a manicure like this where it's dark, you can't use gel to put those on. Now, if you were doing like a French tip where the color's this and this is a basic color, you more than likely could do that. But otherwise, I suggest the tabs and the glue. This is not my favorite glue. I just needed it the other day. I popped this stone off on a way to an event and needed to glue it back on. So let me get these out of the way since we've already got one stand working. We're going to do a few different things. We are, I need to get these out. Also, it's good to have, if you're doing dip powder nails, you need to get your hands on some of these flexi boats. They make your dipping, and all I'm doing is brushing them out right now. They make your dipping life a lot easier. And one of these mats, because that gets the overflow. Okay, so we're going to put this down. We're going to do our first tip with I'm Claustrophobic from Tales of Our Nails, just because it's a solid and I can show you how easy it is. And we'll go in first with the dip liquids. Okay, the dip liquids and the gels are going to be the same. To the fact I've got to change out liquids because that got sealed shut. Okay, so we will be using these. Okay, it's still open. That's good. I think I shoved that down too much. You got to be careful with your dip liquids. Okay, so we're just going to take this. I'm going to put a very thin layer on this. You want it to be even, you want it to be thin. But this is how I get the thin back. I brush backwards next to that cuticle so that it's not just pulled up. And I'm going to dump this in here. And then I am just going to set this in like this. I'm going to let it set for a second so it can absorb all the powder into it. Got to be careful, you don't want to wrinkle. And that's all. But if you can see, I've got a little bump there, which I think is, yeah, that was just... But you can see how thin it is. Even if I did a second coat, it would still be thin back there because I brushed backwards. Okay, we're going to put that over here. We're going to dump this. Now, we are going to move on. And I know I'm going through this really quickly, and I apologize for that, but it really is simple to make your own nails. Now, I like doing them this way, especially with nail art. Now, this is literally just a no-wipe top coat from Madame Glam. More of a topper, so we're just going to go on. And again, as you can see, I go towards the back, and I make sure that none of the glitter is towards the back as much. And it's just... Now, on this one, I will let this set a second. All my gels, I let set a second, so... I'm getting my light on, so that they can disperse evenly. Okay, and see, again, it's real thin towards the cuticle, what's going to be your cuticle area, and we'll just go ahead and... Okay, so that's the two. I don't have acrylic with me tonight. That would be a different time, but you could do nail art, you can do anything. Like I said, I just put one of these in my nail light. So it is, let's go ahead and activate these. I like to use the activator with the same system that the dip base is from. I just think it's better, and we're just going to activate this. But I'm going to show you, because you do all the same steps as you would if it was on your nails. Now that that's activated, I'm going to let that set. I'm going to move these out of the way, and I'm going to shut both these, or I'll have a mess on my desk. Especially the activator. All right, let's shut these. Okay, so now I'm going to take this, tap it and make sure. You can use your e-file. I have an e-file here with a small Dremel we could use, or we can use a buffing block, or a file, or a glass file. Anything that you have that you like using, and we're just going to go through and we're just going to smooth this out. And yes, it's only one layer on yours. You should do probably 2. You don't have to do as many as you would do on your nails. And we're just going to buff that out. Let's see how nice that works. And then we are going to activate again on that one. And then we'll top coat. We'll wipe with alcohol gel first. Always wipe with alcohol gel before you use gel top coat, because it can mess up your top coat. Okay, and this is a no wipe top coat, so we're just going to set that there because that's done. We're going to get my no wipe top coat. This is one of my favorites right now. And we are going to do this. Just top coat it. Let it set a second, like I said. And pop it in the lamp for 60 seconds. Because that's what is its suggestion. And there you have it. So, to go back over, the tools you'll need are tip stands. You can have a 3D one, like from Liquid Layers, the double one from Tails of Our Nails, the single one from Amazon. You will need tacky stuff to put on it to keep the tips on. That's the blue tack that you can get through 3M, or the white. That's from Tails of Our Nails. You will need whatever design, if you're going to use builder, if you're going to use dip powders, if you're going to use gel, if you're going to use acrylic, you need that. And then the system you're going to use for it. And once you get that all done, depending on how long you want them to last, you're going to need the tabs and or the glue. So that's up to you. And of course, you all know you cuticle oil after you're done, but I will be careful, because the cuticle oil, if you get it underneath it, it can cause them to pop up. So just a heads up on that. And here is that, and which I do believe that's originally, no, it's not. Okay. So there is a quick tutorial on how I design. These are press-ons. Both of these are press-ons. So that's how I design them. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to hit me in the comments and ask away. And I will link these products in the description. Thank you for coming to my channel. Do not forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.